Alright, Shalom. I'd like to say Kahalayam, Wahawadla, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Raka Kodash. Right, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and blessing to the Akim, the will that pushes through to the four corners of the earth. Right, it's Brother Yaba. Somebody sent me this video, right? And I say I would do a video on it, to show the kind of abominations that has already been going on in this city. You understand? Under the vibration of Mystery Babylon, which is America, which must be destroyed. It and all that are joined onto it, just like these two.
This is my husband, Miles, and he's pregnant.
Popped. The masculine version of pregnant.
We're having a baby.
What the F ... question mark is a masculine version of pregnant? Yo.
Oh, okay. That's so cool. Miles and I are a trans family. I identify as a trans woman, and Miles identifies as a trans man. Can I have those shoes? In some sense, it upsets me that I can't physically carry a child, but my husband can. I think Miles is handsome in this state, and he's glowing, and
It's a very masculine glow, though. It's a very masculine glow. Good morning, Lo.
Yo, day by day, the soul of the righteous man is vexed in this place. Day by day is always something else. Constantly, always something else. Some kind of abomination that this society does esteem and try to make it look like it's something good. You understand? And for the ones of Israel who even okay with this, they can't be of the Lord. You understand? Because scriptures say what to fear the Lord is to hate evil. And that is an evil thing. Seeing a man pregnant or somebody acting like a man, a transvestite, pregnant, that's supposed to anger your spirit. Anything that the Lord dislikes, you're supposed to dislike. Even if it might have a situation where, it might be something wicked, but you might be drawn to it because of your personal desires. You wouldn't take part in it because you know it's something wicked. You understand? Say Jeremiah 51 verse 7, they say, I'll read from verse 6, right? Jeremiah 51 verse 6, it say, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. And that is the mindset you're supposed to be in right now. You're supposed to be fleeing mentally from Babylon. Like how people like to talk about, oh, you had to take a plane and go back to, no. You're supposed to be separating yourself from this place and from the philosophies of this place. You understand? That's what you're supposed to do now, and patiently wait until the Lord physically take us from this place and bring us back to our land. But mentally, you're supposed to separate yourself from the philosophies of this place and follow after the things of the Lord, right? And deliver every man his soul. It say, be not cut off in her iniquity, right? For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense, right? So Babylon, for the things that they push and for the things that they do, they will have to pay. And for our people and any other nation, but primarily the most important for our people, the 2/3 that actually follow after these things of Babylon. You understand? For these women who does exercise these rights that Babylon has given them, for these children who does exercise the rights that Babylon has given them, for the wicked of our people that has actually exercised all these wicked rights that Babylon has allowed them to practice. You understand? When the time comes that Babylon going down, they will go down with it. You understand? Because they didn't flee their wickedness and pursue after righteousness. And that's why they say this system, it really built to show you who the righteous is. Because if you have a wife and you in a civilization where people encouraging she to be wicked and to do what she wants and be rebellious, but she would still listen to what you say and obey you, even though she have the privilege to be wicked in that society, and people will even help her to be wicked, but she would still be obedient and do what she's supposed to do, then you could tell what kind of wife she really is. But all these people you see out here exercising the rights and following after the wickedness that Babylon allowed them to be able to do, you could tell what they really are. Because the righteous, they're rehearsing righteousness right now. Even though they might have the privilege to be wicked in Babylon, they're still rehearsing that righteousness. You understand? They don't want that privilege to be wicked. They don't want to be like everybody else. They don't want to offend the Lord. And just by that characteristic alone, you could tell what lot they have. Right? It says verse 7, it says Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. It said the nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. You understand? All these philosophies and doctrines and different things that Babylon is teach. Like, like a man could be a woman and a woman could be a man. That is one of the things that the nations and also tutors of all people are drunk off of. You understand? The mad. You can see the kind of madness in the video you're just watching. It's madness. All of them, they're bugged out. They're bugged out.
Starving.
Are you starving?
Yeah. And you know what my go-to is?
You want that soul food.
I need my soul food. I need some macaroni and cheese. I need some yams. I need some cornbread. That's what the baby wants. It's not me. It's the baby.
Miles and I have literally switched. I think we should have some eggs. Let's have some
Precious,
toast.
I'm pregnant. Order the food. Thank you.
Normally, I'm the diva of the relationship and Miles caters to my every whim. So I'm glad to play vice versa.
I was gonna, this entire 9 months, the second we found out I was pregnant, I was like, oh, I'm about to live this up. When are we gonna have the conversation with our kid about us being trans?
No, from the time that she's born, we're gonna expose her to diversity and let her know that families come in all shapes and sizes. So by the time that she can understand that her parents are trans, it's something that she can be proud of.
I knew very early on that I was different. I was my parents' beautiful little girl, but I had an older brother and I felt like I was just like him, but I knew that my body looked a lot different from his body, and I didn't understand that. I
forget what this scripture is. Let me see if I find it quick. I believe it's in Micah. I believe it's in Micah. Let's see if I find it. Psalms 58 verse 3. And you see this precept in quite a while. Psalms 58 verse 3. It said the wicked are estranged from the womb. So people like to say, you can't born wicked or you can't born righteous. Even in Jeremiah 1 verse 5, it say, before I formed thee in the belly I knew thee and ordained thee a prophet. Just paraphrasing. The Lord has actually put forth your role in life even before you was born. The same thing happened with David, but it was just more of like a clear giving him a heads up of what he was going to do when he gave him Absalom. You understand? He actually gave him a wicked son, and he told him that he was going to do things like that. You understand? Absalom didn't just miraculously choose to be wicked. That was the accursed son that he had through adultery. The Lord gave him a son to give him hell. You understand? He was created to be that way. And just like the tutors of Israel, they are created to be wicked. That is why you guys have to, like I do a video before and say tutors are contagious. I say deal with them wisely. Just paraphrasing. I don't remember exactly what the title was, but it was somewhere around that. Because they were not created to be righteous. They were created to be wicked and to be destroyed. So you had to be wise when dealing with them. You understand? It's the same thing like these people in these two-thirds of Israel. They're not going and change and just see the error of the ways and turn to righteousness. No. They have angels that blind in their eyes from seeing the right path, because as the scriptures say, two-thirds must be cut off and die. That is not going to change.
Actually came out in 1986 when I was 5 years old. And I didn't even come out as trans because that wasn't even a part of me or my family's vocabulary. I just told my parents I felt more comfortable dressing masculine and even being referred to in masculine pronouns. Instantly, they started like reading books on what was going on with this, and they just loved and nurtured me through the whole thing. In my 20s, I did start taking testosterone to be able to grow facial hair. But the things that it did to me psychologically, I mean, it just everything aligned.
And then the kind of wicked society we live in Babylon. You understand? A city that is only promote wickedness and condemn righteousness. Because that in the sight of the Lord is a wicked thing. A woman trying to be a man and a man trying to be a woman. But if you was to speak against it, what would happen? They would demonize you and say that you're prejudiced, and you're this or you're that. You understand? So we live in a city called what? Babylon. And Babylon means what? Confusion. Because that is confusion. They just uphold confusion, they just promote confusion, and they just defend confusion. So if you even try to do anything about it, or even speak against it in any way, you could even be arrested. Revelation 17 verse 2, I'll start from verse 1. I feel I'll close after this precept. So Revelation 17 verse 1, and it say, and there came one of the 7 angels, which are the 7 veils, and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. Right? And that judgment is going to take place to who? America and these nations that going and follow after her, and 2/3 of Israel that follow the philosophies of America. All of them will fall with it. Right? They say, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication. Because you see, it have a lot of countries right now that are under the same vibration of what? The West, what they call Western culture. I understand Western culture it's spread far across the earth, and a lot of people that follow these same traditions, trying to be just like America, or what the scriptures refer to as Mystery Babylon, that whore. If you watch certain movies in different regions, like Nigerian movies, you'll watch Indian movies, Japanese, many other different countries, they follow in the same traditions, concepts, and the same vibration that America does push off. All those philosophies and different doctrines and teachings that America does push out, they just follow the drunken. Right? They say, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. And you can see that drunkenness in just the video that we watched just now alone. And many other different things that does follow, that abominable, similar, or worse than that. You understand? That all these things showing you why this place have to go down. This is not something that you could fix. You understand? It's not something that you could fix after time. That is why the Lord going and destroy everything and start over. You know, go and try to fix something like this. You know, go and come down and get together and group with the people and try to reprogram them, and not in a nice way. Everything must be destroyed. Everything must be destroyed, and for the ones who survive of the other nations, they're going to be beaten into submission. The same way when they had us in slavery and they reprogrammed us while we were in slavery, that is the same thing that is going to happen to them. They wouldn't have any more idols. You understand? They'll have nothing to turn to, and they'll be reprogrammed to follow what it is we want them to follow, which is the same, similar to what they did to us. You understand? And we can't wait for that day. And we hope us edifying with that to say shalom.